Go. Hi. Well, I'm here to talk about a specific subject that's dear to my heart, and that subject is love. Now, love is a very all encompassing subject, and I know we use the word love probably a lot in our lives, but do we really use the word properly for what it's intended and what it has involved within the word of love? Love is a very powerful force. It's the most powerful force in the universe, I believe. And it has the ability to solve great problems. It has the ability to overcome hate. That is a very powerful force that can overcome hate. And it also has the ability to be limitless in its ability to provide energy to solve the problems that come into our lives. Now, I think you figured this out, but I'm not a professional spokesman or a psychologist or doctor or theologian. I'm just a regular guy that does regular work, and he sees his world falling apart. He sees the world that he knew, although I didn't enjoy life to the fullest. I wasn't a rich man, but I'm going to do my best to provide something of valuable worth to my fellow man. My fellow man needs what I want to impart. And what I want to impart is that love has the solutions to our problems. Now, that is a bold statement. I would like to back that up with proof, absolute proof, undisputable proof, scientific proof, the highest level of our learning proof. Now, I'm not a scientist by any means, but I've heard that when you want to prove something, you must offer evidence. You must offer facts to back up your claim. And not only a claim, but to have an ability to do what you say you want to do. Now, love being not of this earth did not come with love. It wasn't prepackaged with our humanity. It was given apart and above our creation and our life and our being and our knowledge of who we are. It is something that was given to us. And we come to the question, if it was given to us, they must be a giver. If something is given to you, somebody had to give it. There has to be an entity. I say that entity is what we describe as God. God is a contentious figure in our lives. It's the most important thing to a lot of our lives, to those that believe, but those that do not believe and discount God's existence, I don't think I could ever convince anyone of the existence of God if they don't inherently believe that there is a God. So, not to waste my efforts in a lost cause, I will focus my energy on those that do have a belief in God and want to receive something from God and know how to utilize something that has been given by God so that we can resolve our problems. One of the problems that I see as a society is that there's a lot of division. There's division in many topics. Even in the topic of religion, there's a lot of division. But the one unifying factor that all religions have is the acknowledgement and existence of love. So how do we use that fact to our benefit so we can we could achieve our goal of making our existence better? We could bring peace and unity into our world. Now, in our ability as human beings, we have very limited power to do anything of that nature. But as we look at God, we know God has the unlimited ability to accomplish anything that He so desires. Now, I'm coming from the assumption that God wants us to do something on His behalf to improve our relations with one another here on earth. I say this because I feel this. I feel it in my heart. Now, the heart is another issue that we have. The heart is where we say our spirit lies, our soul lies, our best intentions, our worst intentions. Is what the heart is, where we reside. And since we reside in the heart, we must take precautions and take measures to protect our heart so that we can utilize the power of love which dwells in our heart to make life better for ourselves and for those around us. Now, going back to the word of love and its meaning, the dictionary has a meaning of what love is: a deep affection, deep desire, a feeling. And those are definitions that, if you look at the word without any kind of spiritual or divine power within it, would be an acceptable definition. But that is not the case here. The case is that love is provided by a divine power, a spiritual power that has unlimited potential and unlimited resources, to the extent that it can how would I say this? It could impose itself as we want it to. It doesn't impose itself where it doesn't want it, where one does not want it to be. We have to call love into being. We have to invoke love. If we want something to happen, let's say your loved one has cancer. The medical community has many answers and been successful on some degree in many areas. But time and time again, we hear that the healing of a disease like cancer has occurred. And that being the case, if it happened once, it could happen twice, it could happen 10 times, it could happen 100 times. So how do we make that happen? How do we invoke love and activate love at a time and a place of where we choose? Is it possible? Can we invoke God's power in our lives to resolve something for somebody that we care about greatly. I mean, we use the word love for that relationship as well. If I have a wife and I love her a great deal, I say that I love her. And we use that word because it's probably the most powerful example of emotion and power and an expression of a divine power. And of course, we want to apply it to our most important relationships. We want to say, oh, my child, I love my child, and I have selfless interest in my child. I care about them more than I care for myself. We will tend to give our lives for those that we love. Very impressive emotions. Now, is that love? We tend to say that that is love, but I don't believe that that is love. Now, if I define love as the power that enables me as a human being of mortal existence to utilize spiritual power and this force that enables love to happen. Now, if I can invoke that at my will, and I could make something happen, whether it's a disease, whether it's hate raging through the streets, can I use my love? Is there my love powerful enough to conquer that hate? And how do I activate it if I so desire to do that? Well, I believe there's an answer to that. Maybe one that mankind has not fully found. I think certain people have applied it and has used it, but to reliably use it at will is a whole different matter. Now, I want to look at that matter, and I want to get to the point of how we can get to the point that we can call love the true powerful spiritual force that exists within love, and invoke it at our will for the purposes of glorifying God. Because if God definitely has this force of love and He gives it to you, I think He would want you to have it. And I think when you use it and you have the results, the joyous results of applying your love and conquering evil and disease and hate and all the negative things that exist, there is some kind of joyous celebration of that accomplishment. And we could only give due where due is merited. So I could go on searching my mind, trying to give you more profound words, but I will dispense with that. I think I hit upon a couple of important subjects, and I think I will explore them further with time. And hopefully I'll get better at being a spokesman for love. And we'll see you next time.